little video doing some testing of speakers today. A customer had a question about the Kenwood KAC-M1804 that I include. These wire harnesses are just regular 22 pins for a head unit, but they work fine on the amp. So it's just how you hook it up. So got it hooked up with most of the wires you don't need. What you really need is yellow. Goes to your power, goes directly to your battery. Then your negative, your ground goes to your any ground that you have wire in there. The red wire on the harness, you don't use at all. It's not even hooked up. And then you got your regular color speaker wires, your white, gray, purple, and greens. I got them hooked up to 4 different speakers up here for front and rear. Got the RCAs hooked up to the front and rears coming out of this little Pioneer head unit. And then the other main wire is the P control, and that's the power control. Basically turns the amp on. Takes 12 volts comes out of the head unit when it comes on. Comes out of your blue and white wire. And I guess got it connected with a little jumper to the P control. And when that comes on, it turns the amp on. So when your stereo comes on and you actually put a source, pick a source, and it'll remotely turn on the amp. So your amp will shut off. If you don't have this blue and white wire coming out of your head unit, you could also use an accessory wire. So most head units have a red and yellow coming in. Yellow is your full battery, so your battery's there all the time to the yellow. Retains your settings for your receiver, for your radio. And the red is an accessory, so when you turn on your key, it gives 12 volts and turns it on. So 12 volts goes into both of those. Yellow's there full time. Red is only there when your key's on in your car. So if you don't have the blue and white wire, you could always run this P control to whatever is going into your red wire on your head unit for your accessory. So as a thing, so and then just to prove that it works with that P control. Got a plan. It's good sound on all 4 speakers. I'm gonna disconnect that. Shuts the amp off, so the amp just turned off. There's no more sound coming out of it. So just a quickie. Yeah. For anybody had a question about how to hook up one of these amps using just a regular 22 pin harness from Kenwood.